The Aaron Glenn buzz is palpable. Aaron Glenn is meeting with the Jets today. Lance Newmark is meeting with the Jets today. We have all kinds of new insider nuggets on this day. Let's go. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What is going on, everybody? I am Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. And people, the buzz is palpable. Aaron Glenn is meeting with the New York Jets today in person. Lance Newmark, Washington Commanders assistant GM, is meeting with the New York Jets today in person. Here is the latest insider nuggets coming in. We'll give you all the latest right now. This is from NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport this morning. Quote, a monumental day. Top target Aaron Glenn visits the Jets, and the goal is to keep him from leaving the building, sources say. The deal isn't done, and there's still some particulars to discuss, but if all goes well, he could end today as HC of the NYJ. If not, the Saints await. There is a interview scheduled with the New Orleans Saints tomorrow, but he don't gotta go. You can lock that deal in. And here's why I believe the Jets are going to lock the deal in, and then we're going to have a breaking news pod later here on the show. We also got Boy Green Meets Woody that's coming up a little in the 3-ish range. That one's a little floating. I got some other interviews. For people on Discord, you already know what that interview is with a current Jets player, and maybe that news will break during our conversation with him, which I'm looking forward to. So keep an eye out for that on the channel, and we'll have a breaking news pod today. The reason why I think we're going to have a breaking news pod today is this simple fun fact. Let's go to Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. Quote, the Jets only have second interview scheduled with 2 people. Aaron Glenn, Lance Newmark. If all goes well, expect them to be the next HC and GM. Look at the other teams in the league for some breadcrumbs here. The New Orleans Saints, they have a second interview scheduled like 5 people. Glenn, Mike McCarthy. I don't know if that one's a second one per se. That one may not need it, but like Anthony Weaver Jr., Mike Kafka. Like they got a bunch of guys that are quote unquote finalists in this group. The Jets have 1 finalist at HC, 1 finalist at GM, as it's currently said. What do you think that means? That means the Jets are going to secure the bag, baby, and they're going to cross some T's and dot some I's, or that they're very heading in that very direction. That's the sense that I get. Here's ESPN's Rich Cimini this morning. Quote, 31 years after being drafted by the Jets, also his uniform number, Aaron Glenn is trending toward being their head coach. It could happen today if all goes well. There's a reason why Glenn picked the Jets for his first in-person interview. He also likes the idea of working alongside former Lions exec Lance Newmark, who also interviews today for the second time. The stars are aligning. And here's another big one, folks. We'll get to another insider nugget, then we'll have some conversation here. This is from Mike Garafolo this morning. Quote, of the NFL Network. Aaron Glenn meeting with the Jets right off the bat speaks to his interest in them and theirs in him. He spent part of yesterday communicating with prospective assistant coaches to join him, with many believing the destination will be Florham Park. Stay tuned. I'm giddy, man. Aaron Glenn is one of the most attractive candidates on the market, and the Jets, by all accounts, have an opportunity of a lifetime to land him. So to me, this is incredibly exciting. And I know not everyone is on this train. Everyone doesn't have to be on this train. I don't need a bunch of yes people in the Boy Green Coffee Club. Everyone's got their own opinions. If you're for Aaron Glenn, awesome. I am too. If you're not, and there are people against it because he would be a first-time head coach. He is a defensive guy. We've had Robert Saleh, Rex Ryan, Todd Bowles. We have a lot of defensive guys. I get it. Some of you guys are probably, bored with the defensive thing. I want the right coach. If it's offense, great. If it's defense, great. If it's special teams, great. I don't give a flying hoot where it comes from. We just want the right guy. If the Jets entered the search and said, well, we're only hiring an offensive guy, or we're only hiring a guy that's had experience, you're cutting off a large portion of the market, people. The Jets aren't good enough to cut off that large piece of the market and then focus on one area. The Jets need to, and as they have during this search, turn over every stone. And that's exactly what the New York Jets are doing. They're turning over every bleeping stone to find their guy. And it seems like they've identified the two guys in Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark. Now, let's address some obvious questions here. We'll also open up the phone lines. By the way, got 250 people in the room. Make sure you guys are liking the video, hitting subscribe. We'll also flip the banner here for our Boy Green raffle leaderboard. Number one Austrian Jet fan is in first place with 163 gifted memberships. Jimmy Jets in second place with 132. J-Boy at 65 for Lillian, Big D with 41, and Devon, a.k.a. Devin, DNY for life, at 38. I don't know why I gave you the WWE Devon Devin, but that just sort of happened. Every gifted membership gives you a raffle ticket to our contest. You guys can also use Super Chat, Super Stickers, PayPal, or Venmo at BoyGreen25 if you prefer. So keep them coming, baby. Buy those memberships and become a part of the Boy Green Coffee Club. But I'm excited as hell, man. This is exciting. Aaron Glenn is a former first-round pick of the New York Jets. That doesn't hurt. He played 15 years in the league. He's a player, man. 8 of his 15 seasons were played with the Jets. He spent 2 additional seasons as a scout. That, to me, obviously, is incredibly exciting coming up here on for the New York Jets. Sorry, I got a new Apple Watch thing, and then it... there we go. Got a new Apple Watch thing, and I'm trying to learn how to use that puppy. So I have to, like, it's a lot of talking with the watch. For people who are just listening, you have no idea what's going on, but that's fine. But yeah, let's go through this. Now, so Aaron Glenn, like I said, he played in the league a long time. That's exciting. This is a guy that earned his way in. He's been a coach for a long time, an assistant, defensive coordinator, and he's gotten a lot of head coaching interest over the last couple of years, and he feels ready for the job. But I will just say this off the top. For people, again, that are either for this or against this. The fact of the matter is this. Is Aaron Glenn going to be a success? Who knows? I don't have the answer. I can't guarantee that. That's not within my powers. I can't guarantee that. Not possible. Not possible. And to be honest, no one can guarantee it, whether he's going to be a success or a failure. And I also want to say this. I want to throw this up. I didn't want to put this person on blast, but it's just confusing behavior. I had, let me pull this up here. Okay. There are some people that I've mentioned who are not Aaron Glenn people. Okay. There's some people that are not Aaron Glenn people. I'm going to throw this up. Benny and the Jets, Benny Blanco here. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put you up here on the show. People, we need to spread positive energy in the universe. Here was a tweet from Benny Blanco yesterday. If the Jets hire Aaron Glenn, I will openly be rooting for a 2-win season to get a top 3 pick and a new coach in 2026. What the fuck, people? What are we doing? What are we doing? If you don't want Aaron Glenn, fine. Okay? That's fine. Everyone, it's like the draft, right? Some people were Brock Bowers people. Other people were Lou Fashanu people. Some people were Elma Dunze people. Some people were Marvin Harrison Jr. people. You can root for whoever you want. That's the cool part of being a fan. But then once the Jets make their decision, we have no choice but to ride with it. This is not a choice of a fan. Saying that if they hire a guy that you don't like, you're going to openly root for a 2-win season and get a top 3 pick and a new coach so that guy gets fired? What the hell? What are we doing, man? This is negative behavior. We don't need this. We don't need this kind of energy at the beginning of a hire, for God's sakes. I don't understand. Again, I get that some people will have questions about Aaron Glenn, and you should. That's it right there. G. Sunkar, you just said it. Let's show that up on the screen. Magic question. Who's Glenn's OC? A phenomenal question. A very important question today and in the first interview as well. Hell yeah. What? That's a big question. Who's on his staff? And according to Mike Garofalo, he's already been putting his staff together. You know, Glenn's a weird one because there doesn't seem to be an obvious guy. Like when Saleh was hired, it was like, oh, his OC is going to be Mike LaFleur or Mike McDaniel. Everyone had a pretty good feeling about that, and then that came to fruition. There doesn't seem to be that guy because Ben Johnson, obviously on the other side, was already an OC, and then he became a head coach yesterday. But who, again, there are fair questions to ask. I'm not just saying, hey, this is the greatest hire of all time, and there's no questions whatsoever. There's 100% questions. There's 100% questions. Who's going to be his OC? Who's going to be on the rest of his staff, quite frankly? Quarterback coach, all kinds of things. I'm curious for the, that defensive coordinator. How's that going to align? Is it going to be from his Saints background? Is it going to be from his Lions background? All of that is super interesting to me. So, yeah, there is a lot of questions about this. But I just want to put this behavior aside. This is not healthy. This does not help. To actively root against your team. I can't even imagine that reality of rooting against my team. And we have this kind of energy in the fan base. It's just disgusting. So, Benny, I absolutely look down on this sort of behavior, and I yelled about it on Twitter yesterday. And so, what kind of bullshit is this? Again, I've told this example in the past. One player that I didn't want in the 2018 NFL draft was Josh Allen, the quarterback. I said, boy, I think he's going to be a bust based on everything I've seen, and I'm just some guy. I said, I think this guy's going to be a bust. I don't want the Jets to draft him. And guess what? Now he's an MVP candidate in the friggin' AFC Championship game. So, I was an idiot. I was wrong. But once we all root for something, right? And that's what I hope it was for the draft last year, right? All the Brock Bowers people, the Jets didn't go there. A lot of people are still upset about that. Well, hopefully after they picked whoever they picked, which was Olu Fesher, you're like, all right, well, let's hope this guy's great. Not, boy, I hope he sucks and the Jets really feel the pain of their loss and their mistake. What the fuck? What the hell? So I just think we need to clean up some of that energy. Anywho, let's get into both of these guys that they're interviewing. The two finalists, again, Lance Newmark. He is the assistant general manager for the Washington Commanders. This is a guy who is on the Washington win train. This is his first year with the team, and all of a sudden, booyah, NFC Championship game. All right. But, when we get into like assistant GMs, then we start asking questions. Well, what's he responsible for? What's his job? Because once you start delegating tasks, the success gets murky. Like Kansas City, for instance. The Jets have looked at a lot of Chiefs guys, Steve Spagnuolo, Matt Nagy. And then it's complicated with a guy like Matt Nagy. Like, well, he's the OC, but doesn't Andy Reid run the offense? So what does he do? And how much of the success does he deserve credit for? And the same thing. So it gets a little murky. Same thing for Lance Newmark. Washington, how much success does he deserve? But he's coming from a winning thing. It's a very sexy thing. It's on the Chinese calendar. It's a year of the commander. Whoa, hey, it's pretty exciting. They're in the NFC title game for the first time since 1991. That's pretty interesting. And then prior to his 1-year stop in Washington for the promotion of an assistant general manager, he spent 26 years with the Lions. So obviously he crossed over with Aaron Glenn. So there's a relationship there. It sounds like Aaron Glenn wants Lance Newmark to be his guy. Great. I want them on the same page. If Aaron Glenn wants Lance Newmark, I want Lance Newmark. I want them to be on the same page. Knowing each other, that's great. They have the same philosophy, hopefully. That's what we like to see. Sure. Now, a fair question, if we're going to be honest, about the Lance Newmark thing as well. 26 years. The Lions have sucked over the last 26 years, for the most part. Recently, it's been pretty good. But before that, really bad. I mean, that includes an 0-16 season in there. That's how they got Matthew Stafford, the number 1 pick. So, but the thing that I find interesting about that, some people may look at this as a bad thing, but you look at Lance Newmark, and he survived for 26 years in Detroit. There, obviously, with that much losing, there was a lot of regime change. A lot of people got fired in Detroit. Yet Lance Newmark continued to survive. Does he have a 4-leaf clover shoved up his ass? Is he a lucky guy? Was he doing some of the good things that happened in Detroit? It wasn't all bad. I mean, there was a lot of bad, but it wasn't all bad. Was he responsible for kind of holding down the fort there during choppy waters? I don't know. I'm just kind of raising questions here about the Lance Newmark experience. This would be a first time on both. Lance Newmark has never been a general manager before. And obviously Aaron Glenn has never been a head coach. So with all this hoopla about the Jets want to hire a guy with experience, it doesn't look like that right now. But it'll be important to build the staff, both in the front office and of the coaching staff, to support a guy. For instance, give a shout out to old Ben Johnson there, who didn't want to talk to the Jets. Whatever. That's fine. No, whatever. Water off the back or skin off the back or whatever the saying is. No problem. But as soon as Ben Johnson was hired, one of the first reports that came out was he is hiring Dennis Allen, the former New Orleans Saints head coach. Also, I believe he was the head coach with the Raiders for a small period of time. He's the defensive coordinator in Chi-Town. So he's got a strong defensive mind, one of the best defensive candidates that were on the market for defense coordinator, number one. And then he's a former head coach that should help Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson came out guns a-blazing. Pew, 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 pew. He came out guns a-blazing with his staff. Hopefully we get the same sort of noise with AG. R&R asked, are we bringing in another executive? Now, I wrote a piece about this yesterday. A guy to watch is Chris Spielman. He played in the NFL for 11 years. He is currently the special assistant. I'm putting that in quotes. The special assistant to the CEO and owner. So it's a kind of mythical role. It's a made-up role. Not every team has a special assistant to the blee blah blue. So his exec career is very light in Chris Spielman. That's the only exec thing he's ever done. But again, I'm not. He's been in the league again, 11 years in the league. Most of those spent with the Lions. He's obviously had a broadcasting career. You've heard him on his broadcast journey as a color analyst. So there's been some of that in there. I would love to bring him in. I never wanted him as a GM just because the resume. I'm like, what about his resume says he could do the job? But I'm not saying he shouldn't come at all. Again, apparently he was very instrumental, paramount in the hirings of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Apparently, he gets a lot of credit for those, for being in the room and suggesting it or whatever they give credit for. I would love to see another guy, again, call him football czar, call him president of football operations, call him whatever you want. I think that would be another one to kind of put up there in the front office. So keep an eye for Chris Spielman. Now, quick timeout on this. Why would Chris Spielman leave the Lions? It makes no sense. He was drafted by the Lions. He played the majority of his career with the Lions. He's been a part of this Lions turnaround with the Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell hires. Why would he leave? I have no idea. Strange. He seems like he's going to die a Detroit Lion, which, by the way, cool. That's what we're trying to do here with Aaron Glenn. We're trying to bring him back home. Chris Spielman, you are home. Why do you want to leave home? What's going wrong with the home? I mean, I know they just lost to the playoffs, but I would imagine he wants to stay there. So I'm not really sure the motivation for Spielman to leave, but yeah, we'll see. But he'd be another guy I'd like thrown in that front office, a third guy. People have brought up Thomas Dimitroff as a guy. He's got a lot of experience. I don't know what his relationship is with Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark, but I'd love that. I'd love another guy in the room. The more smart people in the room, the better, as far as I'm concerned. We got 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Yeah, baby. And we'll open up the phone lines here in just a few minutes. Actually, why don't we do this? Screw it. We'll open up the phone lines right now. We want to talk about this. This is massive news. Again, if you're just joining us here, a couple of insider nuggets. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport said the goal for the Jets is to keep him from leaving the building. He being Aaron Glenn. He is visiting with the Jets today in person. If he leaves the building, he's going to visit the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. But the Jets could hire him today. That's what Rich Cimini says. If all goes well, he could be the next head coach today. Zach Rosenblatt says that Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark, he's the assistant general manager for the Washington Commanders, are the only finalists and the only finalists that are scheduled for second interviews, which means the Jets are putting all their eggs in this basket and they're going to attempt to sell both ways to land Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark as a pair. And Mike Garafolo yesterday, said Aaron Glenn spent part of his day putting together his coaching staff and making some of those decisions and reaching out to assistants that would, in theory, jump over to his staff. All right, let's do this, baby. Why don't we open up the phone lines? And up next, your phone calls as we react to all of this news and raise some questions and concerns for those that have them on this potential hiring that could happen today. Let's go, Hep.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
All right, baby, the phone lines are open. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. Do you have things to say on Aaron Glenn, Lance Newmark, and what could be a very historic day in Jets franchise history as they seek to hire their 21st head coach in Jets franchise history? That would be that for Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark, as well as also meeting with the team today. They're the only two known finalists at this current point for the New York Jets. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to do it. And let me take another peek ski. Let's see where we are in subscriber land because we have another contest that's going on. So, of course, you guys should buy Boy Green Coffee Club memberships because you could have a chance for this wonderful prize. Let's throw this up on the board. We are giving away an Aaron Rodgers Nike Atmosphere Heather Gray jersey, a $50 Boy Green merch shop gift card, plus a awesome custom laser engraving package as Jets logos and Boy Green logos merged together. This will go to one lucky winner. If you gift just one membership, you have a chance. Obviously, the more memberships you gift, the more chances you have. It gives you a raffle ticket for every gifted membership so far on the channel. So obviously, we got that going on, but also we're trying to increase our subscribers. At this current moment in time, we have 7,214. When we get to 8,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away to one lucky subscriber. It's free to subscribe. You don't have to pay any money. It's free to do so. I'll be giving away a piece of New York Jets memorabilia that was autographed by two former New York Jets first-round picks. That'll go to one lucky subscriber. Could be an old subscriber, could be a new subscriber. It'll be completely at random. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also spread the word, spread the gospel, and share the link out and invite your Jet fans and friends and family to all subscribe to the channel, and that'll increase your chances. So, hey, baby, let's make sure we get that going. All right, we got a lot of phone calls waiting here. Let's roll. Let's go to Hep here first on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. I think they're going to button this up today. That's my guess on it. And
Me too. Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm thinking that you think there's rumors that Glenn is going to be bringing the quarterback coach from Detroit. Is there any truth to that? And you know about this guy?
Yeah. Let me pull up the Detroit Lions staff just so I can mention it because we've heard a few rumors here. So let's get all these names out there that have been rumored to potentially join Aaron Glenn's staff. Okay, so here are some of the names that I've heard that could be jumping over ship. Now, the important thing to also note is some of these guys could be influenced to stay because Ben Johnson's gone. Do one of these offensive guys gets to call up potentially? So let's keep an eye out for that. That's why it's important for the Jets to kind of lock in this Aaron Glenn thing ASAP because Ben Johnson's trying to put his staff together. I imagine he's going to be plucking from some of the same trees here.
Right.
So this would be very important. Here are some of the names. Yeah, go ahead.
No, and Detroit has to reshuffle their whole thing over there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So here are some of the guys. Scotty Montgomery, he's the assistant head coach in Detroit and also the running backs coach. He's gotten a lot of love. Assistant quarterbacks coach JT Barrett, he's the former Ohio State product. Fuck Ohio State. Thanks for ruining my Notre Dame hopes and dreams last night. Really appreciate that. Mark Brunell, who's the quarterbacks coach. Passing game coordinator Tanner Engstred. The offensive line guy that's gotten a lot of love is Hank Fraley. He could potentially be the O-line coach OC, according to Will Parkinson. There's been some hubbub about that. So those are some of the names. Antoine Randall is also the wide receiver coach over there with the Lions. And then if the Jets want to do a Rex Ryan family reunion, Seth Ryan is the assistant wide receivers coach over there in Detroit. If they see fit. So, yes, there's a bunch of guys. There's been a bunch of rumors about a lot of those guys coming over.
I mean, I did like a lot of the play calling with Ben Johnson, a very creative play caller.
For sure.
He's a little bit of an asshat, but what are you going to do with that?
All right, guys. Everyone's not perfect, I guess.
I love you. I'll see you on the rebound.
All right, beautiful. Hep, I think we're going to have a breaking news pod today. Again, we got Boy Green Meets Woody. That'll be somewhere in the 3 o'clock hour. Normally, we're right on the button at 3 o'clock, but I've got another player interview I'll be doing. Again, if people are on the Discord, if you're a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, you already know who that interview is. I gave you guys a heads up, and you guys are going to ask some exclusive questions to that current Jets player that's coming on the show in a little bit. But yeah, you guys can keep that rolling. All right, let's jump on over to the phone lines. We got EZ here on the show. What's up, EZ? Good morning.
Working 2 days in a row. Who'd have thunk it?
Hey, there you go, baby. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people, they saw Aaron Glenn, they saw the Lions lose and give up 45 points, but let's take into perspective what actually happened in that game.
All right.
5 turnovers by the offense.
Yeah.
Their backup, who was starting at defensive back, broke his damn arm in the first quarter. I mean, this team has been decimated all year. Aaron Glenn literally made chicken salad out of chicken shit with that defense.
100%.
He really did. I mean, and that's one of the things that Rob Saleh did over in San Francisco. He was able to keep guys, he was able to keep the 49ers competitive with injuries. So, I mean, I think Saleh did a great job. And after he got fired at only 2-3, that's when the season just tanked, because I think the players just gave up. They got so upset they gave up. I feel bad, but that's kind of what happened. What do you think?
The one thing I'll give credit for, and a few people have brought this up, is the 12 men on the field at the end of the game. There was a big dumb mistake. Yeah, Aaron Glenn should have called the timeout. Dan Campbell should have called the timeout. One of the players on the field should have called the timeout. So I'm not trying to avert blame for Glenn in that specific situation. Yeah, that was awful. And again, a lot of Jet fans have been kind of piling on that, saying, 12 men on the field. He belongs here with the Jets. And there's been a lot of
the guy wins 15 games in the regular season, and he and one mistake in a playoff game. It happens.
You mentioned the turnovers.
I mean,
again. It's
5 turnovers.
Defense, 100%. The Lions defense is not the reason they lost. Again, they weren't great.
No.
Jane Daniels was exceptional, but you look at the 5 turnovers. Okay, if they handle some of their business there, maybe it's a different game.
Has a playoff team ever won a game with 5 turnovers? Let's look that record up.
I would imagine not, but hey, I guess.
I mean, 2, maybe 3, but 5. Now you're giving another excellent playoff team 5 more opportunities to beat you up.
That is correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not. They weren't playing. The Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. They weren't playing the Jets in this game. They were playing a playoff team with a bunch of wins. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
With a great offensive coordinator, a great young quarterback. I mean, they played great. They really did.
Yeah, again, I feel like the cool thing for me about why I'm really excited about Aaron Glenn, for a lot of reasons. First off, he's been around 2 big turnarounds.
He's a Jet.
That's it right there. He was on Kotite teams. He was on Parcells teams. He knows what a turnaround is supposed to look like. And boy, do we need a turnaround. And he saw it in Detroit. He was there with the shitty Detroit, and then they transformed. So he knows what the turnaround looks like. He's a Jet through and through. That doesn't hurt at all. 8 of his 15 seasons were with the Jets. He's a former first-round pick of the Jets. He spent 2 years as a scout with the Jets. All of it is an easy homecoming story. We said it months ago that it would be a great homecoming story for the Jets if they decided to go in that direction. And again, not everyone's for it. I get it. Defensive guy and first-time head coach. Some people criticize it.
I just wish that there was a way to incorporate Rex into this team somehow. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm a Rex guy. I love him. You got to remember, I watched all that stuff. Yeah. I was watching that stuff. I mean, those were some of the best teams I had seen since Parcells. Since Vinny. I remember I was at Jillian's in downtown Raleigh watching that game when the first game of 1999 when Vinny ruptured his Achilles, and it literally let the air out of everyone. We all just wanted to die inside because that was our year. We had Parcells. We had tested the Jets coming off a 12-4 season. Everything, and we were better. We were a better team too. Oh.
Hey, by the way, Lucas says here, hey, we need Rex as our DC, and Jared B says we can't get an Ed call without a Rex Ryan reference. So, hey, you know what? I don't know what their relationship is, but maybe we could try to speak that into existence for you there.
I mean, I wish that Rex could swallow it just a little bit. I mean, if he was going to swallow his pride and be a DC for any team, it would be the Jets. That'd be the only team he would do that for, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see. Easy. I love the call. And again, fingers crossed. We'll see how Rex potentially plays a part in all this. All right, we got a couple new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And Strout is officially a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Play the chimes. Apple ticket. Now that is my Aunt Ann. All right, Aunt Ann, welcome to the family. Wait, what? Does that quite make sense? That doesn't check. Anywho, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Thanks for the support, on Ann. Appreciate you. And look at this, Adam HW, baby, another Boy Green Coffee Club member. I love any Boy Green Coffee Club memberships wherever they come from. I really enjoy that. But the way that Aunt Ann and Adam HW punched in their ticket is they went into the YouTube description down below, and there's a line that says, join the Boy Green Coffee Club by clicking here. Boop. They don't wait for any gift. They gifted themselves. Happy holidays. Booyah. For only $2.99 a month, they join the Boy Green Coffee Club. They join the family. They join the community, and they all have access to our Discord channel, baby. And look at this from Adam HW. Super cool to hear. Thank you, Austrian Jet fan, for bringing that European energy. A Jet fan from the UK, baby. We are international. I love it. Adam HW, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend. Make sure you download the Discord app and sign that up through your YouTube, and you'll have access to the Boy Green Coffee Club community where we talk beyond this show. We got 700 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Adam HW, love you, brother. Welcome to the program. I appreciate you. Absolutely wonderful. Welcome, everybody, here to the Boy Green Gosh Darn Coffee Club. And yes, you guys can also gift with the YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the little money sign. Final option is gift channel memberships. Click that, and you can gift as many as you'd like. Shout out to the UK, baby. Where's that? Yeah, there we go. Number one Austrian Jet fan. Shout out to the UK. Love it. All right, let's do this. Jets are getting a makeover. Well do. And we see everybody here. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Keep the comments coming, baby. Keep them flowing. Like the video, hit subscribe. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got our boy June the GM here on the program. June the GM enjoying some nice beverage this morning. How are we doing, June?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good about the Aaron Glenn thing because, I've been pounding the table for him. I did want to start by saying that the NFL landscape has changed so dramatically. There was a time when no assistant to a team will coach in the same division. So I found it very odd that Ben Johnson took the Chicago Bears job knowing that he would have to face his former coach twice a year. Your dad can attest to this. Way back, that would never happen. You would actually take a job in the AFC if you came from the NFC and vice versa.
Out of respect. Absolutely, right.
Well, I was very surprised. I said, wow, he's going to Chicago? Well, so, that's a side note. But look, when we got Salah and we got Douglas, we were ecstatic, right? Everybody wanted those two. We got them. It didn't work out. By now, all Jet fans should know we don't know, right? We don't. It's like when you age in life, the more you think you know, the less you realize that you don't know. We don't know. I hope that Aaron Glenn is everything I think he is. And last, he's interesting. Felt all the pain over 20-something years in Detroit, but therefore, the turnaround, we don't know how big of a factor he was because he was there through all the painful years. Went to Washington one year. You see what they're doing. Listen, sometimes it's not about accolades or resume. Sometimes it's just about the marriage, right? How do these two people work together? And if Aaron Glenn and Mr. Newmark work well together, we don't know. Maybe we struck finally lightning in a bottle. It's all time. It's been a long time.
It sure has. It sure has. Yeah. Again, Aaron Glenn, a Jet through and through. I just love everything about it. I love what he's done with his turnaround in Detroit. I love that he's earned his way up. He hasn't been a coach for 5 seconds. He player, retired, then got out of retirement, went to scouting, then went to coaching, and he's just had his hands in so many pots, and he knows what the Jets are, and he knows the pain and suffering, and he wants to turn it around for us. As someone who's been, and I speak for everyone here, it's been in the middle of this suffering, specifically over the 14 years, but there's been a lot of suffering in our Jets history. Aaron Glenn's been a part of the bad. He's been a part of the good. He went to that AFC Championship game in 1998, the season 1998, and then we had, of course, the devastation, as EC brings up all the time, the Vinny Testaverde blown Achilles. So he's just seen it all, man. Why wouldn't you want that guy? I get it. There are questions. Defensive guy, first-time head coach. What's his staff look like? Again, those are all great questions. I'm not trying to shut all those questions down. Everyone's got questions. That's why everyone's available.
And when you think about it, Paul, there's no perfect candidate, right? How many times this guy's a genius, goes in, he fails. No, there's no perfect candidate. I do want to say a side note that, my father, may he rest in peace, died a couple years ago. He was a Notre Dame fan as well. So he tried to groom me, but I like the Sooners in college football. But anyway, he got out coached yesterday. It looked like it looked like his quarterback lost all his energy after the first drive. He looked like he was in the fourth quarter of a civil war. You saw him? I said, what happened to this guy? He looks unenergetic. And they're going for the field goal.
Oh.
Go for the what are you doing? What are you doing?
They deserve to miss that. That's like loser mentality. It reminds me, this game wasn't close. Syracuse played Notre Dame. That's funny. It's the same team. They played them like Yankee Stadium or something. Me and my dad are watching. Again, I've lived here in the Syracuse area for a long time, so I've had some Syracuse ties. And then the Notre Dame for my father. And Syracuse is getting blown out like 34-0. And then at the end of the game, they said, let's kick a field goal so we don't, walk out of here scoreless. And I said before the field goal, I'm like, that's pathetic. Don't fucking kick a field goal. What a loser. And they missed the field goal. They missed the field goal. And I said, you deserve that, Syracuse. And same thing when Notre Dame was doing, I'm like, it's a 2-score game.
Yeah, that was
16 points, a 2-score game. You kick a field goal, it's 13 points, still a 2-score game. What the hell are we doing? So, yeah, that was terrible.
And, Paul, before I go, listen, I did want to say something that you said that I love.
Okay.
Listen, Jets fans, I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts become things and words are powerful. Let's stop with the negativity. Oh, I hope this guy gets hurt. I hope, we lose every game and draft a quarterback high. We need to, that's a loser's mentality. That's how losers think. That's why we're in the rut we're in. We have to speak things into existence the way we want them to be, right? So let's be positive about this because we will get the news today. It will be Newmark and it will be Glenn. Let's get behind them. Let's encourage them. Let's speak positive things into existence. Let's believe for once that we can have a winning organization that's successful, okay? All this negative stuff. If you're going to be a negative Jets fan right now, with one of the most pivotal times in our history as an organization, get offline. Get offline, keep those negative thoughts to yourself, and keep it moving. Because us here, Jets fans who've been here over 40-something years, I'm behind this. I co-signed it, and I'm excited for the future.
As you should be, June, the GM. Thanks for the call, brother. And, it's a great message. Adam HW says it. It's so true. June, the GM, we believe. The comments are flowing in. Dexter Lucas here says, I'm so glad you said that, June. 100%. Preach. Again, what other choice do you have but to believe? You can choose to not believe, but what does that do? Just being negative about it and hoping to be flipped? Come on, man. Commit to the change. Let's embrace it. Let's hope for the best. And Aaron will give us a lot of positive energy to do so. And I'll be honest, this Lance Newmark guy, didn't know a whole heck of a lot about him before the GM search for the Jets. I didn't know much about him at all. But that's really the whole GM thing in general. We don't really know who a lot of these guys are, but he seems to be Aaron's guy. So if he's Aaron's guy, he's my guy. It's like a friend of a friend. I'm like, all right, if you think he's cool, I guess I think he's cool. Great. Let's go. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got a cup of shaven Philly noodles. What's going on here, Philly noodles?
A shaven haircut. What's going on?
Yeah, they're very clean. I like it. Okay, very
clean
good.
cut noodles. Yeah, these are the clean cut noodles. There's no salt added to it. It's just straight, little boiled. This is cool down noodles compared to yesterday.
Oh,
so first off,
right. Yeah,
June, that hat is fire. He's coming with a lot of Puerto Rican strong energy. I feel it. He's coming from the city. Yeah. He's going through it. He's going through subways. He's coming out. He's hoping, just like when you see that, when you get close to your stop, he's like, that's the Jets' promise right there. Bro.
That's right.
Let me tell you. What's funny is a lot of people comparing Aaron Glenn's issue, Salah, Dan Quinn last year, I saw it yesterday. He went 48. He lost 48-32 to the Cowboys last year as a coordinator. He lost with the Cowboys.
Oh, I see.
This year, look where he's at. So you gotta let go of what happened to them last year. Like, how are we gonna hold DCs accountable as a head coach for what happened at their last game, at their last job? Like, what do you think? Listen, if we all had to go based off our last day on our last job before we got our new job, shit, the things I did. The things I did, know? So let's not do that. So I believe I like Aaron Glenn. It is what it is. We're going to be behind him. Now, what's funny is that guy saying on Twitter he'd hope and pray for a losing season to get a number 2 draft pick. Listen, my thing is, I wanted Josh Allen years ago. I was screaming at the TV.
Oh,
when they took
okay.
Darnold.
Look at
Yeah, I
you.
was
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah, it's sometimes you could tell, but if it's not there, it is what it is. I do feel bad for a regime who has to take on with no QB. That's all I have to say, no matter who we brought in, because it is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to understand that. So the only way you get that done is by what? Your GM moves. Newmark is who we should really be worried about. Not Glenn, it's the GM. Because he has to avert all the problems with what Joe Douglas kicked back into the books.
Yep.
He's got to go ahead and get us a comparable quarterback for a season. And if next season there's something there, he has to jump up into the draft, grab it, because we're hoping we at least produce 7 wins. It's almost the same exact team, right?
Right.
So I think that's the whereabout. Like, our wherewithal should be on the GM. It's not with Glenn. I think Glenn's going to make the guys work and hold themselves accountable to promise a good season on themselves. Especially Saul. See, like it's secondary, right? Like he's a secondary guy,
Right,
He might make
100%.
sauce.
Like he played corner. He was a DB cut. Like all of his stuff. How could that not help? So how could that not rev Sauce's engine? You know what I mean?
It's got to
100%.
translate. I hope it translates with some safeties.
Hey, please
go get me one first round. I'll skip everything if you get me a first round safety that's next level. Like Javon Holland's going to be a free agent. Maybe he attracts free agent safeties that we've been missing
That's
out.
another part of it, right? Where is when coaches come, players come with them. Are Lions coming? Saints coming? Where are these people coming from? That'll be curious too.
I just hey, we're along for the ride. I wish the best for our Jets, but GM, that's more what I'm focused on because of what's gone on the past 6 seasons with Joe Douglas. Because Saleh came on year 2, so this is
that's right.
Yeah,
I guess technically because like Joe was hired in June of 2019, so we had 2019, 2020, 2021. So I guess it was technically like year was that 3 or 4, but of Douglas because of his 6 years. So he had a very weird timeline. So that was odd.
So this is a better look. They're both coming in at the same time.
Correct.
If it's them two, and maybe they could snatch Brian Gain to be another part of the club there. Maybe they do something
That'd
like
be
that.
Great. I don't know if it'll be possible because I think he's on the highest rung before GM. I think he's the assistant GM in Buffalo, so there's no promotion unless, like I said, unless there's like a director of football ops. I don't know if that's enough to block a lateral move. I'd have to look that one up to see. But that one might be tough. But I like the thought, though. I love Brian Gain. I said it before when I think Philium a couple of days ago said, "Hey, Paul, who's your prediction for head coach GM?" It was Glenn and Brian Gain, and then I said,
we did the Gain and the double G, Glenn and Glenn, Gain and Glenn,
100% with the outside shot of Newmark. But
they better keep our boy Middleton.
Oh my gosh, I hope
don't get rid of Middleton. Do not get rid of Middleton.
Coaches survive all the time. Brant Boyer survived like 12 different tenures with the Jets and made it through. I hope Ron is one of the goodies that survives. I'm fingers crossed.
The first and last coach not the last, but the first coach they should 100% lock in is that offensive line coach out of Detroit. They can grab
my God, 100%. Yeah, again, his name is
Just make it
Hank
happen.
Fraley. And he is among the rumor mill. He's among the guys that could be the next OC. We'll see.
Yeah, pay him big time.
Love it, Philly Noodles. Thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate you. There's a lot of rumors, again, on the Lions staff. Shout out to everybody. We got 800 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Here are the rumors for the Lions staff. Apparently, according to Mike Garofalo, Aaron Glenn spent part of the day yesterday putting together his staff because there's a lot of thought around the league that he's going to take the Jets head coaching job, and then he's going to start putting his staff together. Again, here are just some names to keep an eye out for. Assistant quarterbacks coach, these are all on the Lions currently. Assistant quarterbacks coach J.T. Barrett, the former Ohio State quarterback on the staff. Mark Brunell, quarterbacks coach, again, former Jet. Passing game coordinator Tanner Engstred. Offensive line coach Hank Fraley. Again, the Lions offensive line has been the best in football. That would make a lot of sense. Also, wide receiver coach is Antoine Randall L. And for all you Rex Ryan lovers, Rex's son, Seth Ryan, is on that team as the assistant wide receivers coach. I'm not sure if he's coming over, but just to throw some names out there. Before we get back to the phone lines here, 1 second here. Someone had a question about the quarterbacks. Let me see if I can find that in here. Hang on tight. 1 second. Someone asked about Rodgers. Okay. Well, anywho, someone just asked. I can't find the comment, so sorry whoever asked that question. It's I can't see your comment on here, but excuse me. They asked, hey Paul. So with likely Aaron Glenn coming in with Lance Newmark, what does that mean for Aaron Rodgers? And that's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. We don't know the answer to that. Again, if it would have been the Green Bay Packers guy, maybe you have a feeling, although like my father said over the weekend, that could have gone both ways. Knowing Aaron Rodgers could send you over the edge, and the other way could have you the other direction that he knows the real Aaron Rodgers, and thus it would be going in. Jeff C says, first round safety, are you kidding me? LOL. Yeah, Malachi Starks, I guess, would be that guy, but I'm not sure if I'm on that. Here it is. Sorry, FM, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. BG, will Rodgers be the starter under Glenn and Newmark, or will we move on? Both things are possible. If they're hired today, Aaron Glenn as a head coach and Lance Newmark as a general manager, an introductory press conference would happen this week with both of them. And that's going to be, of course, one of the first questions that gets asked. And maybe they're just going to say, hey, we're assessing things. We have not made a decision. Or maybe they come right out and end it, say, Aaron Rodgers is going to be back next year. Aaron Rodgers is gone. We will find that answer out. So we don't know. I wish I had the answer for you, FM, but we don't know yet. These are different guys. Unsure. But obviously that's a big question. Because if you're bringing Aaron Rodgers back, okay, let's go. If you're not, like, okay, is it Tyrod Taylor time? Is it, hey, TBD time? Because things are going to start moving and grooving. We got the Senior Bowl right around the corner. We got free agency coming in March. We got the combine at the end of February. There's the draft at the end of April. I mean, we got a lot of hoopla going on here, folks. A lot of hoopla going on. A lot of hoopla. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We got our boy's back, NYJKO. What's up, pal?
What's up, Paul? Good morning, yo.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I seen that fan that said that nonsense about losing a number 2 pick.
Yeah,
BS.
losing out. That's what Benny
Yeah,
said. For those who are just joining us, yeah, Benny, a Jet fan, put out on social media yesterday that if the
no,
Jets hire Glenn, he wants them to lose out. So
no,
Glenn gets
no,
fired, we get a top pick, and all that jazz. Yeah, he did say
no.
that.
That's stupid. We wanna win. Like, why would we do
I
that
agree.
in his first year? Come on, man. People gotta think. I have a feeling that Glenn will get hired today. He's the
Okay.
guy,
All right.
and I think it'll definitely benefit guys like Sauce Gardner, in our secondary, the Tony Adams, etc. Michael
Mm-hmm.
Carter.
Sure.
And and I saw somebody sit there in one of the fan groups sit there and say, "Oh, here you guys still want Glenn after losing to the Commanders and whatever." Number one, let's not forget that Detroit was missing their whole entire defense basically. Aiden Hutchinson, the difference makers. Because if them guys are there, those guys are literally on their way to another NFC Championship game. Let's not forget that. And
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
huh?
No, I was just going to jump in to say that, and I said this when the game started to look a little south in the first half. I tweeted out, I don't give a crap what happens tonight. That's not going to change my opinion of Aaron Glenn. And it wouldn't the other way. If he just dominated the Commanders and I was on the fence, it wouldn't say, okay, I guess I got to go Aaron Glenn. That's two prisoner of the moment. One game does not make a coach, good
Thank
or
you.
bad, or either way. So
Thank you very much. And secondly, I saw the DJ Reed, shade they threw. Seen that, that guy kick rocks, get him out of here. It's
seems
still
like he's gone.
it's still a lot it's still a lot of hope for Sills. He had a really, down year, not like himself. And I believe that some in my gut is telling me that we go on defense in the first round. Something is really telling me it's either going to be,
That's probably
you
true.
know,
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah.
good defensive players. Yeah.
I can see Mason Graham from Michigan in the interior. I can see that pick. I can see Will Johnson, and I would love Will Johnson in the Sauce Gardner combination. I think that'd be a deadly duo or we have a deadly trio, along with Carter. You get him back healthy. I would love that pick. I'm all in for that pick, and maybe get a safety in the later round, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I like Stark. I like the kid Starks too. I like Starks from
Malachi Starks, yeah, the
Yes,
safety.
yes. He's a baller. I like him too. So I'm a little jittery. Like, wow, like where are we gonna go? I seen that a couple mock drafts. Abdul Carter. I seen
Yeah,
that. I seen that pick.
sure.
But
If he's on the board still, yeah, that'd make a lot of sense. Yeah,
it's just I love Jermaine Johnson. That's my guy right
of course.
there. And
Yeah.
you know I was talking in a couple Jazz groups. They're like, oh, it's the Achilles. That's something that you need. You're gonna need that rushing the passer. This and that. This and that. This and that. But honestly, I think that Jermaine will. He's still young. I think Jermaine will bounce back and be his normal self.
Me
But I
too.
wouldn't I wouldn't mind Abdul Carter pick though, because him and Will McDonald and Abdul Carter he's a warrior. The guy played with
He's a
one
freak.
arm and he still dominated in his bend around the edge. Him and Will flying around the edge is going to be deadly too. If we get that, it's gonna be a beautiful thing to watch, man. And I don't want to see like that whole losing thing. Like we're tired of losing. You want to be
100%.
winning.
I'm done with losing. And
Yeah,
who
like come
cares
on.
if he's not your guy? I know there are some people, I'm seeing it in the comment section right now, and this is totally okay if Aaron Glenn is
Yes.
not your guy and you guys have questions. But, so the people are going the complete opposite way of like, oh, man, not only do I hate Aaron Glenn, but if the Jets hire Aaron Glenn, I want the Jets to burn to hell. I just don't understand that.
Come on now. And I think he's a guy, he'll be a great locker room guy, former player. He'll be
Sure.
able to
Yeah.
connect with the players. I think he'll hold a lot of guys, everybody accountable. That's what we need, accountability. We desperately need that because it showed. There was no accountability this year. Call a spade a spade. It really wasn't.
No, definitely.
All over. We got to tighten up a lot more on the penalties because we shot ourselves in the foot a lot this year. We did.
Yep.
It'll be third downs. You getting a lot of silly penalties, late hits, etc. We was able to get the 3rd and 10s, the 3rd and 12s, and we just couldn't cash out. Little things like that. I think we fixed them little things. We'll be a much different team. Even on offense, the silly mental errors with the full starts. We got momentum. We moving the ball. We moving back. It was a little nerve wracking, man, because we was able to move the ball. We was able to get to the red zone, but little things was just killing us, man. The holdings and come on, I believe honestly, if like I always said this, even playing football, there's no way the O line is jumping. Y'all know the count. Y'all know the count. There's
That
no
doesn't
reason
make
y'all
any
should be
sense.
moving. Y'all know the count.
Yeah.
Y'all have the advantage. Y'all know the count. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I think that the dummy count when Aaron Rodgers might throw guys off, but honestly, I like that. They got to get used to that because that's free plays. The guy's great at drawing divas off sides. You just got to hold your water, relax. And the whole Garrett Wilson
100%.
thing. And the whole Garrett Wilson thing, I don't want to see Garrett Wilson go anywhere. Like
Course not.
he's our best offensive talent. I don't care what anybody say. The guy went through 11 different quarterbacks and still managed to go 1,000 yards in his first 3 seasons. If that's not greatness, I don't know what to tell people. Because I see a lot of people shading him because he had a couple drops and things like that. But the guy
That's
is
true, but the thing that I want to see about Garrett Wilson is I want to see, and that's why I'm hoping that a big part of this Aaron Glenn and to sell a lot of people, I'm sure, is to get the right guy on the offensive side of the staff to maximize the Garrett Wilsons, to maximize the Brees Halls, and some of that key decision making. To me, I think that's going to be absolutely massive. Again, we have 830 people in the room right now. Like the video, hit subscribe, and people, it's free to subscribe to the channel. So if you enjoy the content, we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Plus, we're going to have bonus shows, like a breaking news pod today. If and when the Jets hire Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark, we're going to have a breaking news pod to talk about it here on the show. We have Boy Green Meets Woody. That's around 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Plus, we have great interviews. We're going to be talking with a Jets player on the team. We'll see if that interview ends up coming out today or tomorrow. We'll be interviewing him in the early afternoon. Maybe the news will break live during our conversation, so I'm looking forward to that. And again, right now, I have it flipped. Let me hit the refresh button here. Currently, we have 7,219 subscribers to the channel. We have 900 people and change that are watching right now. Guys, subscribe to the channel because once we get to 8,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away for free a piece of Jets memorabilia signed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. That's going to go to 1 lucky subscriber out there in the universe. And again, it's free to subscribe and to support the channel from that perspective. The scrolling ticker, or the one that's down below, costs money. It's $2.99 per to get yourself a raffle ticket for our Aaron Rodgers Nike Atmosphere jersey giveaway, $50 Boy Green merch shop gift card, and our custom laser engraving package. That you have to pay for. That's $2.99 to get a raffle ticket to have a chance to win it. But the one that's free to win is for our subscribers. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, baby. We're at 7,200 and change. So people, make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends and family to subscribe to the channel. And like I said, once we reach that 8,000 mark, I'm going to be giving away that memorabilia item. And I've got a lot of other cool items to give away. We're going to start doing it at mile markers in our chase for 10,000 subscribers. So people, make sure you do it. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we have a lot of viewers that watch our show on Facebook or Twitter. Open up a new tab right now, or on your phone, just jump over to a different window. Type in youtube.com/boygreen25. Hit the subscribe button, and these shows will be delivered right to your inbox, baby. And you can help support the show and win some free gear. How can you beat that? Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. He just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, baby. Absolutely friggin' beautiful. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan for that gifted membership. We'll read that lucky person who just earned at Boy Green Coffee Club membership here in a second. Number one Austrian Jet fan now at 164 gifted memberships so far this month. By far, number one in the world, baby. So that went to Paul Taxter, was just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, baby. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan for gifting you that, my friend. You love to see it. Oh, yes. By heavens. That is terrific. So, again, that's another raffle ticket for our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby. Hey, wait a second. Here we got Jet Life, baby, gifting 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. It's starting to rain, baby. Let's freaking go. Jet Life, you just got 10 raffle tickets to our big giveaway at the end of the month. So let's put that in there for you with 10 juicy raffle tickets. Booyah! And let's read there's 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club right friggin' now, baby. Let's go. It is an exciting day here on the Boy Green Daily. Mark Baylor, Enoch Forte, Jamie Livingston, NYJ Dave, Party with Peg and Artie, Luis Rivas, OG Jets fan Jim, Big Rush 2112, King Saria, and Aaron Daniels were all just gifted Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. Let's go Jet Life. Appreciate you. There's 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And wait a second, look out the window. Is that Alan Avatal with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club membership? Okay, Alan, we see you. Booyah, baby. Oh, yeah. People are excited about a historic day here. Let's read out those 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That is Jason Ratcliffe, GM, Project Prospect with Dom C., our weekly guest every Monday here on this channel. Shout out to him. Leanie NC, we love you, Leanie. And York Pinnock are all now 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And Alan, that is 5 raffle tickets for you, you handsome bastard, as you get here. We have, let's put that in, 5 raffle tickets for Alan. Beautiful. We love to see it, Alan. Boom shakalaka. Keep it raining, baby. The Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. I'm looking forward to all those announcements, too, later today. Shout out to Alan. Shout out to Jet Life. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. We appreciate it, baby. And again, if and when we get that breaking news, will be coming up on the channel. All right. Let's go to Ricky New York here on the show. What's up, Ricky? Good morning.
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
Wow, exciting.
Yeah, I am too. It's funny that you said it's raining because you have no idea. I just got soaked on my way in from work. However, I'm in a good mood. It looks like we're on the verge of having our new coach. And I've been the one banging the drum for AG the whole time.
Yep.
When everybody was talking Vrabel, when everybody was saying everything else, I've been on the board all this time, and I've gotten a little bit of pushback, and it looks like there's still a little bit of pushback from certain
definitely
people.
Unfortunately,
But you know what? I'm going to push back against the pushback.
Ooh, a double pushback. I like it.
So I would venture to say that probably some of these same people whining and complaining that they don't like Aaron Glenn are probably some of the same people that want to run Rodgers out of town. So let me ask you this, people, all you people who say, why aren't we interviewing John Gruden? Name me the young quarterback that John Gruden developed who turned out to be good. Oh, wait, he had Rich Gannon and Brad Johnson, a bunch of fossils. There aren't any. And as far as like, well, I don't want a first-time head coach. Guess what? If no one ever hired a first-time coach, there wouldn't be any coaches. You know, babes don't come out of the womb. The doctor holds them up, smacks their ass, and the first thing they say, "Oh, I've been in the league 19 years, made the playoffs 12 times." No, it doesn't work like that. And for all the negative people that, like somebody said yesterday, well, I don't know about Aaron Glenn. I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, of course you don't. You can't see any light when you got your head that far up your butt.
Oh, God.
I mean, wow. So, you know, you know, I don't know. Some folks you just can't make happy. Me personally, I'm happy. You know, Aaron Glenn is not Saleh 2.0. Saleh was never a player. He's worked at every different level. You know, he's earned his way. He has paid his dues. He has earned his way to this spot.
Right. Saleh wasn't a player in the league for 15 years. Saleh wasn't a scout. So,
no,
you know, I feel like it's just very lazy. Go, yeah, just another Robert Saleh. So just any defensive guy is just another Robert Saleh? Huh? What?
Right. And the whole thing about like a defensive guy, like, you know, I was messing with Connor Long yesterday, and I was like, hey, why isn't Matt O'Leary on the show? Oh, that's right. He has another job. Well, if he's got another job, why is he making YouTube videos? Because according to all these people in the chat, you can only do one thing. If you're either a defensive guy or an offensive, and it's so lazy. Like, and I get it. You know, yes, all defensive coaches, they all study offense to see how it works. Guess what? That's not what I was trying to explain about Aaron Glenn. Like Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson like worked hand in hand. You know, so Aaron Glenn has a good understanding, like a modern offense, how it works. You know, I mean, what are we complaining about here? Let Aaron Glenn bring in an offensive guy, you know, that's familiar with like how they did things over there. And my God, you know what? We may actually have a coach that knows how to use Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, for God's sake.
We can only hope.
Breece Hall may end up looking like Jahmyr Gibbs next year because we may actually know how to use them. You know, and hell, Garrett already looks like St. Brown, you know, maybe a few touchdowns less. But you know, Jared Goff and Jameson Williams aren't best buddies like Rodgers and Devontae are, though. So he didn't have that.
True. Right.
But you know, like, man, enough complaining. You know, just this is the time to have hope. This is a time to look forward. You know, and you know what? If we hire him and he stumbles and it doesn't turn out to be everything that I hope that it will be, I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong. But I'm sure shit not going to do it before the guy even works a single day. Like, can we just see where this is going first before we decide that, you know, it's a train wreck? And by the way, Benny Blanco, I'm not going to listen to that guy. Now, if you said, I read a tweet by Tony Montana, but this guy's going to pick a screen name of the guy that got smoked by Al Pacino in Carlito's Way. Really? Benny Blanco was a punk in that movie. Come on, guys. Step up your game. Anyways, enough with my rant. I'm not going to let these people bring me down and irritate me. But like I said, for all those people crying for Gruden, name me the young quarterback he developed. I'm waiting.
It's a good follow-up question. And
All right.
he will continue to wait. Ricky, I love the call, brother. And that was a historic Ricky call. That may be one of the greatest Ricky calls we've ever had. I mean, the passion, the chutzpah. Ricky came out guns a-blazing. He was pew, pew, pew. Okay. Whoa, Ricky. All right. All right. I like it. And again, by the way, we're getting some tweets out, live tweeting that's going on right now. We're getting some tweets from Saints people that are saying, doesn't look like the Saints are going to get a shot at Glenn based on the current vibe. People, normally breaking news pods and things of that nature come out of the blue like, oh, geez, breaking news. This feels as close to like, hey, man, this sounds like this is happening. And I'd be disappointed if it did not transpire today. I ain't letting it. The Rooney Rule has been checked. The Jets can hire whoever the hell they want right now, a general manager and a head coach. Both are available right now. I'd be surprised if those both aren't the hires. Something would have had to go tragically wrong for both of those to not come in. Going back to Philly Noodles here, I see him lighting up the comment section about Lance Newmark, and he is a guy that we should have questions about. And what is it going to look like? Again, what's the decision on Aaron Rodgers? What's going to be happening with the draft? What about roster construction? What about paying the guys? That's going to be a big question. Do you pay any of the 2022 draft class that is eligible at this very moment in time for new deals? Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson. Now, my gut tells me that Jermaine Johnson with blown Achilles, okay, he's put on the shelf. We don't have to talk about him. Breece with the last year of his deal. Did the Jets kind of jump forward with the 3-year? I'm probably putting that one on the shelf. Sauce is coming off his worst year. Is he still going to try to get that deal locked in immediately? Maybe. And that could be a good value for the Jets, but put him aside. I think the one to circle is Garrett Gosh-darn Wilson. Him getting potentially the seismic bag. That's the one to watch. And again, what are Lance Newmark's feelings on that subject matter? They're again, the breaking pod, I feel like, is coming today. As soon as that news comes in, as long as I'm not at the radio station, I'll be back here for that breaking pod. Maybe that's a breaking pod with Woody. Maybe that's the show that's coming up later. And we'll see. We'll also, like I said, have a current Jets player on the show, Baby. He'll be joining us as well coming up a little later. Quick question coming in here from Luca. Paul, how soon after the hire will there be a presser? I can't remember the timeline for our past 92 hours. It's a good point. What's today? Tuesday? So by Thursday, maybe? If not Wednesday, I guess. I mean, I guess it could spin around pretty quickly for the Jets. They could wait all the way till next week, I guess, but I wouldn't anticipate that. So it'll be this week, I would imagine. If the hiring happens today, somewhere in the late morning, early afternoon, I'd imagine the press conference will be this week. And like I said, there's plenty of questions for both individuals, quite frankly. Maybe they'll wait until like a Friday or something. We'll see. But yeah, there's a lot of questions to be asked for both those individuals. Again, the thoughts on paying guys early, the Aaron Rodgers discussion, a lot. The rest of the staff, obviously, all that is going to be in play. There's no question. Philly Noodles, excuse me, would like to see a deal get done, both with Jamie Sherwood and Garrett Wilson. We'll see. There's a lot of questions, and they got to make these decisions ASAP. Free agency is in March. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here on the show. Again, we'll run through all the latest nuggets one more time. Long story short, the energy is palpable, and the Jets can close the deal today. And the expectation is that they're going to attempt to not let them leave the building. And thus, we will have our new, in theory, our HC and GM. If and when that happens again, we'll be coming on here for a breaking pod. Looking forward to that. Like I said, it might time out great with our Boy Green Meets Woody show that's normally every Tuesday and Thursday around 3 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said, we'll also have a current Jets player on the pod. That'll be coming up. Again, you guys still have a little bit of time. That interview is scheduled for the early afternoon. If you guys are a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, make sure you join our Discord channel. make sure you join our Discord channel, folks, because that's where you can submit questions that you'd like me to ask this Jets player who will be joining us on the show. So make sure you do that. Again, jump over to Discord. If you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, it's free. So go ahead and download the Discord app, or you can get it on your laptop if you'd like. Either way. And you'll see it in the general tab. I'm asking you guys, I reveal who the player is, and also, do you guys have questions for the player? Submit them in, and I will try to ask those questions to the player that will be joining us today. And like I said, hopefully the breaking news happens. I can ask him for his first blush thoughts on the new HC and GM of the NYJ. So I'm very much looking forward to all of that. So shout out to 900 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, and keep it rolling. Keep those Boy Green Coffee Club memberships rolling, and also the subscribers, baby. We're up to 7,220 subscribers, baby. And I'll probably actually set another giveaway. When we get to 7,500, that's a little closer. So we'll have an 8,000 subscriber giveaway. Also have a 7,500 subscriber giveaway. So we're 280 subscribers away. So tell all your friends to subscribe to the Boy Green channel. It is free to do, and we'll be doing another giveaway. I got a lot of cool stuff. We'll be giving away with football cards and other awesome stuff as well. So, guys, make sure you tune in for that. Well, thanks, everybody, for jumping on the show. Again, we'll be back on several times today, including maybe a breaking news pod. We can only hope for that. Before we go, look at that at the buzzer. Philly Noodles, baby, with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Okie dokie, here we go. Philly Noodles, baby, with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership gift. That went to Draft Geek. Shout out to Philly, cup of Philly Noodles there for that, giving it to you. Beautiful. And that is now 2 memberships gifted so far in this cycle, Philly. So you just doubled your raffle tickets, my handsome friend. There you go. I love it at the buzzer. Beautiful. Nice job. Philly Noodles 631, a.k.a. Cup of Philly Noodles. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm running over to the radio station, the Score 1260. We'll be talking about all this and so much more, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it. And then we'll be back here for some more coverage on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Let's go. Let's root for Aaron Glenn hire. Let's root for a Lance Newmark hire. Let's bing, boom, bam. Let's get this all finished. And let's go. We'll get ready for that presser and all the rest. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you next time. Take